In this video, we're going to talk about how to not be controlled by your environment. This is the number one thing blocking you from attracting what you want, is an unconscious thing in your subconscious that has actually programmed you to be controlled by your environment. So how to not be controlled by your environment so you can have the life that you want. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and let's dive right into this video. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 secrets to start to not be controlled by your environment. And the first of which is it's very important to remind yourself that ultimately what creates your destiny is not the environment. It's your perception of it or your reaction to it. So a lot of times, because we're conditioned to believe that we are physical beings in a physical world and everything that we can see and perceive with our senses is ultimate reality. Nothing could be further from the truth. You are actually a spiritual being in a physical body rather than just a little physical body on a little rock spinning through endless space. When you think you're just a physical person, it's easy to look at the physical reality to determine what your life is going to be like in the future. It's important to note that everything in this physical universe is actually not physical. 99% of an atom is pure empty space. So ultimately, the arrangement of these subatomic particles is determined by our consciousness, by our perception of it, and not by the reality itself, not by the appearance of the reality itself. The future is actually just a mirror of our own consciousness of it. So you may look at your bank account and see there's no money in it. You may be scrolling through your dating app and the last 10 dates, you haven't met the right person and you're starting to wonder if you're always going to be alone and if true love is really out there. You may have gotten the last few job opportunities not working out and you're wondering if the right employment opportunity is out there. It might be the rental market for a home and you haven't found the right one. It's easy to look at the outside appearance and then respond to the lack that you see and continue to carry on that story in your mind. When in reality, what's happening is a cycle where we're reacting to the outside limitations that are just a mirror off of our past consciousness. We're reacting to it and then continuing a thought pattern story or a perception of further lack, which only creates more of it in the future. It's important to note, through the observer effect in quantum physics, they have shown us that ultimately the environment does not create reality. Your consciousness of the environment, your consciousness is ultimately what determines how energy will manifest itself in your life. So if you are in an environment that you do not want any more of, remind yourself that perception creates destiny. Current perception creates destiny. Your perception now is going to determine your future. You are your own future fortune teller of your own life. You are the fortune teller of your own life. So comment down below, current perception creates destiny. Comment down below, current perception creates destiny. The second thing is to remind yourself that the conscious mind can actually reject any idea if you exercise this free will. If you exercise this free will, then your conscious mind can reject any idea. What does this mean? So psychologists tell us 95% of our life is controlled by our subconscious. The word sub means below, so we're talking about below conscious. We're talking about it's habitually taking place and we are unaware consciously that it is even occurring. That's 95% of our life. But what gets into the subconscious mind is what the conscious mind, that is representing 5% of our life, what the conscious mind allows into the subconscious is ultimately what controls our life. Now, the conscious mind can reject any idea. So if I say to you that the sky is red, you can say, no, it isn't. Or you can say, oh my God, the sky is red. Or I could say when the sun goes down, oh my gosh, the world is ending. It's night. And you could freak out with me. Or you could say, hey buddy, have you ever heard of this thing called night before? This happens about every 12 hours, actually. You could reject my idea. You could also see the appearance of the lack of money in your life, or someone could tell you that your business is a bad idea, or maybe you're selling your first home, or you are selling your first idea, product, service, project, and someone says no, or this is a bad idea. You could accept that, or you could say, yeah, I think you're wrong about this one, buddy. No thanks. So your conscious mind has the ability to reject any idea. This is very important because all the outside environment is doing is just giving you information that you can accept or reject. We live in a world of polarity, positive, negative, dark, light. So there is going to always be the opposite story out there than the story you are manifesting for yourself. Someone that you know might have failed at exactly what you want to do, or they might have just got cheated on, so they have a negative story to tell you about what happens if you fall in love. We live in a world of polarity, but your conscious mind can reject any limitation or any lack or anything that doesn't fit into the inner picture that you are creating for yourself. So remind yourself, conscious mind can reject any negative idea. Say it again. Conscious mind can reject any negative idea. Point number 3, that's not part of my belief system. So when you are exercising the conscious mind's ability to reject any negative idea or any idea that doesn't fit with your inner vision, you can simply say this phrase out loud or to yourself. That's not part of my belief system. Thank you, but that's not part of my belief system. Look, I'm really worried about you. I think if you start dating again, there's no true love out there and they might take advantage of you. Or someone talks about something negative with business or how the economy is going to make everybody homeless or whatever it is. You can just say, yeah, that's not part of my belief system. Thank you, but that's not part of my belief system. Either to yourself or out loud. There are certain circumstances where it might not make any sense to even oppose the resistance of somebody else's out loud by saying, thank you, but that's not part of my belief system. And then maybe they want to argue with you. So there's certain times where you don't even need to say it out loud. You can just use it as a constant reminder to yourself. That's not part of my belief system. This is a prompt to remind you that your conscious mind can reject any idea if you consciously exercise this function. This is very powerful because every time you reject a negative idea or an idea that is in opposition to your inner vision and your inner pictures, every time you reject it, you are saying yes to your true desires, to your true calling, and it reinforces that into your subconscious mind. So comment down below, that's not part of my belief system. Number 4, remind yourself, courage is needed to walk away from the tribe. The point of the tribe is actually to learn to walk away from it. The vast majority of people do not think it's possible to significantly improve their financial life or attract their soulmate or have their all-around dream life. We've just been beaten down by society so much that the vast majority of people, they actually don't really believe, they believe you can create an average life or pretty good, but they don't believe that you can truly create the life of your wildest dreams. Most people just don't. And that's okay. You can be the example to eventually show them and awaken their consciousness to the true possibilities of the human mind, the human spirit. Now, along this journey, there is a tribe. That tribe is society, and that is kind of like we're all sitting in this box, and every time someone climbs out of the box, other people want to pull them back into the box. And you can just remind yourself that it takes courage to walk away from the tribe. When the environment outside of you is telling you no, but your heart is telling you yes, it takes courage to follow your heart in a world where most people are conforming. That's why it says to be not conformed by the world and be renewed by the transformation of your own mind. Do not allow your mind to be conformed by the environment, by society, by other people's opinions. And when you go up against this, it can feel fearful, because a primitive part of us as human beings is and built primally into our cells, our DNA, our nervous system, is not only the need to be liked, but also the need to fit in. And when everyone else in the herd is walking this way, and you don't want to walk that way because you know it's not the right way, or your heart is telling you something else, fear can come up. Nelson Mandela said that courage is not the absence of fear. It's the ability to feel it and do it anyways. Remind yourself that you are a spiritual being in a physical body. This reality is just an infinitesimal amount of your journey as a soul. And you've incarnated here in a body to learn certain spiritual lessons and fulfill your own purpose, fulfill your own spiritual journey, your own mission in life, to learn certain lessons. And out of that, you are a part of a tribe. And to truly fulfill your lessons, your spiritual journey, and your purpose in life, you actually have to face fears. You actually have to, a lot of times, walk away from the tribe, whatever that might be. For me, I was 19 and I decided to drop out of college. This was truly walking away from the tribe, especially when I was going to school to get a business degree and studying economics and doing all the things everybody says that I needed to do to be successful, and I walked away from that. Then I decided I was going to start writing books, and everyone said that was a really dumb idea and there's no money in that and that's not going to work and blah, blah, blah. So tribe and environment was all saying no, but my heart was saying yes. And I had to express courage in the face of my fears of what if I fail? What if I'm wrong? And I realize now that society was set up and my environment was organized in a way where all of it was actually for my highest good, because through losing a lot of basically all my friends from high school, just like getting made fun of for a while when I was 19, 20, and I came back from traveling and wrote my book, all the publishers saying no to me, everyone saying this isn't going to work out, it made me get in touch with my connection to a higher power. And it helped me to hear the whispers of my soul and the quiet guidance of my higher self. And that was only possible by walking away. So all of that opposition, the heartache I felt, people making fun of me, the frustration and fear and anxiety I felt of getting rejected by my dream publisher and many other publishers, all of that actually was a blessing there to actually teach me how to connect to my higher power, how to hear my inner whispers of my soul and my higher self, and how to say yes to my heart, and ultimately how to not be controlled by my environment. So remind yourself, courage is not the absence of fear. It's when you're afraid and you do it anyways. Number 5, last but not least, is conscious breathing and intentional smiling. So how do you not be controlled by your environment? Well, it's not getting sucked into the situation. It's being able to have a more bird's eye view instead of getting so locked into, I'm a physical being in a physical body and I have to deal with this thing and oh my gosh, this is happening, and getting sucked in to the little world of my senses, of my 5 senses, getting sucked into that matrix. If I can move to a more bird's eye view in my consciousness and not allow my nervous system and my mind to get deeply entrenched into a fight or flight state, I can always not be controlled by my environment. I can always exercise ultimate dominion of my soul and free will of my mind, and ultimately navigate and direct and create my own destiny, as can you. The way that you do this is through conscious breathing and exercising your own ability to bring yourself back to the present moment, because in this present moment, you actually retain the power. Even if you're seeing things in your environment that you don't want to see, things aren't happening the way that you want, none of that matters, because if you can control your breath, you can ultimately direct your future. So quite simply, let's just take a couple breaths in and smile. Go like this. And breathe in nice and deep. As soon as you go like this for a few seconds, what happens every time? You can feel all the muscles relax. You probably saw it on my face. I love just doing that for a few seconds. I can feel my traps relax right up here. I can feel my toes relax. My fingers and my toes are clenched. I feel them relax. It's just like everything feels better. Now, if you can do this, you can control the way that you feel. And if you control the way that you feel, you control the way that you think, you control the way you behave, and you control the things you attract into your life. And you can do this through smiling and breathing. So let's take a nice deep breath in and out. Count in your mind for 4 seconds as you inhale, and then exhale for 4 seconds. And feel your belly rise and fall. So let's do it a couple times. So let's breathe in for 4 seconds. And then breathe out. I realized that I said 4 seconds, but I held up 5. Ha 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 ha. Okay, hopefully I made you laugh and you feel a little bit lighter. The point of that last one is to remind yourself at any moment you can do that nice breathing in for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4 seconds. Whether it's in traffic, whether it's at the job, whether it's in family life, you can always do this, and it will allow you to refocus your consciousness on the things that you intend to create. So what I invite you to do is to contemplate, is to imagine yourself surrounded by the circumstances and the things that you are manifesting in your life, that you are calling into your life. Remind yourself, perception creates reality, and you control your own consciousness and your own perception. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. This was how to not be controlled by your environment. These were 5 law of attraction secrets you can utilize to create your dream life. Right there down below is actually my software that I created called The Second Mind. The Second Mind, it's right there down below. It's a free demo. I created a software to retrain and rewire your brain, because the brain has actually memorized the environment. It's actually built all of its neural connections and the way that it's programmed to create your reality. It's done that based off of the outside environment. There's actually a part of your brain even called mirror neurons, and they actually fire and wire based off of the outside environment, based off of the people around you. And a lot of times that's negative. So I created a software called The Second Mind. The first mind is the one that's programmed for limitations. The second mind is the one that you rewire using neuroplasticity. You can actually train your brain to create financial abundance, confidence, attract love into your life, have more ease and success if you use the second mind. So there's a free demo right there down below. Over 200,000 people from all over the world have used it. It's time to start retraining your brain to create the reality that you want rather than being controlled by your environment. So pinned to the comments right there down below, it's a free demo. It's thesecondmind.com. Step out of your first mind into your second mind so that you can manifest your highest calling and your true destiny in life. It's right there down below. It's thesecondmind.com, right there down below, pinned to the comments. Oh yeah, and don't forget, if you enjoy this video, please make sure you hit the like button right over there on the side, subscribe, bell notification right over there on the side, and I will see you on the next video. Remember, The Second Mind right there down below, pinned to the comments.